Whitesburg. We filmed in this area before. We're going to turn right, go up this little hill here, Pop. The hill.
Can't see nothing.
Kind of creepy there. Here it is. And here it stops.
Huh?
We're here. At least we got in here. Let's see what we can see. Pretty. Okay, so we are just outside of, actually this is probably still considered Whitesburg. And I was driving to Villa Rica the other day. Get up the hill here. And I saw this. And I thought, what the heck is this? So we're back. Let's go see what the sign says. Then I'm going to get my phone and try to literally do some research while we're out here. See if anything pops up. Kind of like the sound of those crunchy leaves. Driving along this road, and I looked up and saw this sign: Mount Avery Mission Baptist Church Memory Gardens. So Mount Avery Missionary Baptist Church, but there's no church here anymore. So I'm going to go grab the phone and see if I can get any research going about this memory garden. Mount Avery Memory Gardens Missionary Church. Let's go grab the phone, see if we can find anything. And this is unusual, the way this is raised. But if you step back, you can see this is marked. This is marked with simply, they were buried here in 87. Charlie. Not a big stone, just the marker that's left. Ananias Jordan, U.S. Army. So this is a military stone placed on top of the other stone. And he was interred here in 1992, born in 1907. Here's a big stone. Wilbur Harris. 1944 to 1993. Love always. Some more old stones that direction. Here is a 1995 Leela. And here again are these, the dirt is lifted here in this section. And there's nothing marked on this stone, but it's placed here. Nothing on either side of the stone written. but it's definitely been placed there. And here's a good shot of how you can see these little hills. And it seems as though each hill has someone's final resting place. And look at these really old stones here. Wow. Of course, none of those are marked with any words. Here's another big piece of stone. That one almost is the shape of Georgia. None of these have any words. All right, now here's one that is, can y'all see that at that angle? I don't know. Looks like someone scratched some words here. And really all I can tell is an E and an E. Maybe E-A-R, maybe an Earl. And this is an M scratched here, but this is just not able to read that any longer. Gilbert Marcham, Walter Marchman, Margaret Marchman. So there's a lot of Marchmans here. And this angle here, look at this with the hills. Isn't that interesting? Is it because it couldn't just be erosion? It's almost, you know, put there on purpose the way these hills are shaped. I don't know, I've never quite seen anything like that with the hills. These little edges, every one. Never seen anything like that. See these little mountains of earth?
Somebody come up here and did that not too long ago.
You think?
Every one of them's got it. Probably brought something up.
Oh, okay, so Mark's got an idea that maybe additional dirt was brought in. Is that what you're thinking? To shore them up somehow? Possibly. Here's a stone. Another Marcham. Mr. Albert. Minnie Marcham. Here's an older birth date, 1886. Buried in 1974. Minnie Marchman. Miss Minnie. We don't need to disturb you. Cora M. Lucky. Born in 1908. Here are some newer stones to check out. Pope Holiday. 1864 to 1947. Now, 1864, this is the end of the Civil War. If we find out this is an African American grave site, that would lead us to wonder if they were born into slavery. Magnolia Allen, born in Carroll County in 1902 and interred here in 1951. Now I'm going to go grab my phone and try to do a little quick research. This is a very short grave, possibly a child. And all of these, none of these have any markings. There's one over there, might have a mark. Oh, this one's in hand. Here's a stone here, right at the edge. It looks like this is the edge of the line of the garden here. Memory garden. This is listed as a memory garden. Okay. 1934, I can read. I'm not sure if that's a birth date. Really can't hardly read any of that. Something about the 13th of 1934. Not sure. Oh, I just realized this grave is quite small. There's your footstone and your headstone. So likely a child there. Let's come up here and look around a little bit. Here's some more of these with these little hills. I've just never seen that. And these are definitely just stones people have brought up here to mark a spot. And whoever you may be who's buried here, we wish you to rest in peace. Here's a whole row of these. Really interesting. Mark thinks they brought more dirt in. Is that your theory?
Looks like it, yeah. That's my theory.
That's his theory. Fanny Allen, buried here in 1930. Isom I-S-O-M Allen, buried here in 1924. Oh, born in 1849. So, if indeed this isn't an African-American grave, this gentleman would have been born into slavery in 1849. What is this one? Infant son of Mr. and Mrs. Eugene Allen. Passed away in 1928. Been here almost 100 years. Now, this one on the back has something written. Can't tell it, can't read it. The pointed stone. Nope, you can't read any of these. Eugene Allen. This is his military stone, and this is his real stone, born in 1892, passed away in 1980.
88 years old.
Is that right? Now, Mark, right here with this sort of a plot, it's surrounded by cinder blocks. And one stone, and it is caved in here and caved in there. My assumption is there's two people resting here. Okay, I'm going to go grab my phone real quick and Google Mount Avery Memorial Garden, Whitesburg, Georgia. Let's see if we can find out something about this cool little spot on the side of the road. All right, a little bit of Googling comes up with nothing here. Absolutely nothing about the plot, the location. I don't know if there was a church here. But we can't find anything about it. If you know something about this little roadside cemetery, graveyard, let us know. We'll look in the woods. I don't see any remnants of a church, but there certainly could have been a church over there. Plenty of space for it there, but I don't know. If you know, let us know. So this seems like the end of this memorial garden. We don't see remnants of a church, not a foundation.
Look at the firewood.
Don't know. But we just thought it was kind of cool on the side of the road. We stopped. I tried to do a little bit of research. We stopped here and I literally searched 2 or 3 of the more prominent names on the stones. Nothing. So this is certainly a mystery. Definitely been here a long time. Some of them are marked. It's like I said, it's still sort of interesting the way these piles, whether someone came in to put some extra dirt. I could see in a rainstorm this would wash out pretty easily because we're on a little bit of a hill. So yeah, this one's a real mystery, guys. No idea. Yeah, but there are some birth dates here that were prior to the Civil War. So if we find out this was an African-American burial site, then those folks were born into slavery. If it was, you know, Caucasian American settlers, then they would have been born here after settling in this area. It's Whitesburg. But we don't know. Can't figure it out. Fun to check it out, though. There's a vineyard. These guys, it looks like they've got little buds on them even. Bright Star Cemetery. Way up a hill. Like going back to the mountains again. Come on, truck. Bright Star Cemetery. Look at that tree. Gorgeous. So this one has to offer. All right, we're up this hill, just past that other cemetery, and it's listed still as Whitesburg. Oh, this stone has yet to be placed. It's going to be placed here. Oh my. They left this person a zebra cake and a Coca-Cola. She must have loved a zebra cake and a Coca-Cola. It's kind of cool. The McClure family. Over here, Lewis. Lorraine and Willie. Beloved pastor and husband and friend, blessed wife, mom, and friend. Silver Lee Reddish. Lee Louis Reddish. I saw the light. Alright, I'm going to do a quick search on my phone for some of these names. See if we can come up with anything. She must have liked Coca-Cola and zebra cakes. Get in the shade here and see. We've never really tried to do the research while we're out here. Well, here's interesting. Irene Caldwell Wyatt, founder of the Church of Our Lord Jesus. Well, I tried to search on my phone, but can't come up with anything. Here is a lovely memorial to the son of Jeremy and LaBrigide Hurd, Jeremiah Hurd. Okay, gave him a teddy bear at his eternal resting place. This is the Reddish family. Looked it up, couldn't find a thing. Not doing very well on our research today. David Ramos Jr., Don't know. But they have a beautiful resting spot up here high on the hill. Look at the view. Is that a view too? Some older stones here on the edge. Lots of older stones. Wow, Mark found quite the view over here. Look at the view. Says this spot is still Whitesburg. But I found the Bright Star page for searching, and none of the names I put in came up. So we'll just do a little walking around. Odessa Clark. Why's that? I could have got all the wood up. Woo. So this is an oak. These folks, the Walker plot, is beautiful under this big tree. Love it when a tree gets to grow in a full circle like that. It's kind of cool. So we will go home and put some of these names in, see if we come up with anything. Tried to do it on the spot, do something different, but it didn't work. Mr. Donald must still be with us in the living side of the world. His wife, Helen Ann, passed away in 2014. Pretty tree. There's a lot of plots right here at the edge of the fence. Butler is one of the last names. Alfred McKeever. We will go home and try to do a little research on these names, but we tried to do it on the spot. Thought that would be kind of cool, but it's not working. So, got all the acorns piled up on this plot. Roy Zachary. There's also some little gemstones someone's left out. More Zacharys, Olin and Betty Ruth. Ruby Dora Zachary Holiday. Okay, so just down the street there was another Holiday. I wonder if they are in some way related to each other, quite possibly. Seems like that could have been a thing. Here's a pretty new interment, 2024, Pansy. And it looks like her husband Roosevelt is still with us in the land of the living. Lots of space here for more burials. Wesley Tyrone Williamson. Antoine F. Hendricks, Afghanistan. That's a military stone. And there's some daffodils over here. Get a little B-roll here, going with some daffodils. All right, well, maybe we'll be able to research and see if we can find any interesting stories about some of the folks who are resting here. Roger Kenneth Zachary. Stallings is another family name. And I just wanted to bring you, I've seen this up on the hill. What a view this plot has. Beautiful view in both directions. All right, well, brought you out to a couple of spots. Maybe we can find some research about them. Still some cool cemeteries here in Whitesburg.